Switching over to long ball number 2, some more action and some more pride instilled in Orlando football. Marta and Orlando NWSL champions.
Yeah, that I watched that game complete and in its entirety out with a friend of mine here in Northern Virginia. So partisan crowd on hand in the venue. Not too happy with the performance. Not too happy with the officiating. I think was in question, but that's how it always goes, right? The bias is worn on sleeves when it's about winning a championship. I said this on Blue Sky. I'm going to repeat myself here. That was a final ass final. That was a final, as if there is, if there ever was one, that's a final. Barbara Bando with the lone goal off, one of the few opportunities that Orlando put together on the break. There was another one later in the game where Bando really should have gotten the ball off her foot and set up Marta. Probably would have iced the game and made it less of a question of whether or not the Spirit missed their chance. I'll say this. Bando's goal, very good. Felt a little bit like Kingsbury could have gotten to it or better, read it better. It was near post, and she left a little bit of a window there that she probably shouldn't have. Maybe she didn't think Bando would shoot near post, but that's on the goalkeeper on some level. And it's unfair to Kingsbury because she was obviously very good in the game against Gotham that even got them to this place. The other thing about this game for Washington in particular is Trinity Rodman was clearly not 100%. She was carrying the back problem. You could see there were moments with spirited attack, getting the ball into the final third, creating some chaos. I think Rodman maybe plays the ball, gets it off her foot to the back post, and then the ball is recovered again by the Spirit, and they're looking to get it back into the box, and she's not making any runs. She's not getting to the back post. She's not doing anything to create any more chaos for Orlando defensively. And I mean, I'm sad. I'm not mad at her about that, because if it was that bad of an issue for her back, well, then she just can't do those things. But it was a problem for the Spirit. And it made it really difficult on Hiralde as to whether or not you bring her off. Like, do you bring off your best player in a championship game if she is 65%, which is what she looked to be?
Looking at the stats of this final, it's pretty unbalanced. Washington Spirit, a total of 26 shots, but I think this is telling only 5 of them on target in here. And so a lot of Washington Spirit attempts, but not a lot of accuracy.
I'm not sure they had, sorry to get in there. I'm not sure they had one on goal in the first half. Robert, I have to go back and look and see if they registered a first half shot on target. Did Washington. Lots of the ball in the attacking third, but Orlando is extremely organized. They make it very difficult. There just were not a lot of avenues. And, when they did get somebody like Rodman and man, I feel bad because you don't want to be too critical of any one player when they're in a game like that against what was the best team in the NWSL in 2024, right? Orlando was the best team. Them winning the championship is not a surprise. No one could say, oh, it's a shock that they beat Washington in Kansas City. No, but Rose Kouassi had an absolute terrible day, and it was a problem for Washington. I'm in this bar, fans of the Spirit behind me as I sit at the bar. They're at a table, and I'm hearing the same person yelling, "Rose, stop it! You didn't score a goal all season. Like, stop doing what you're doing. You're killing us right now. Get the ball off your foot. Look for somebody else. Do not take that weak shot that is easily collected by Orlando's keeper." So it was one of those days. Frustrating for Washington because it felt like the game was within reach, but absolutely deserved for Orlando because they've been the best all year.
Yeah, at the end of the game, it was, the tension was thick. It definitely had that final feeling like every single time there was some sort of a collision or physical contact, someone was going down. There was quite a few moments in the stoppage time because there was extended stoppage time at the end. A couple of people went down looking for some calls. And for a moment when, all hope was just about lost, the final corner for the Spirit, when Aubrey Kingsbury, the Washington Spirit goalkeeper, came up, it looked like she might have a magical moment there for a moment because the cross came just to her. She got her head to it, but was not on frame there.
Not able to get there. There were, I think early in the game, the Spirit hit the crossbar, hit the post. I think Ashley Hatch. I mean, I'm going to bring this up. Orias Tosh Trinity is not a one-woman team. Hatch and Sarr didn't come up either. I think Hatch was limited because there just was no service. Ashley Hatch had very few opportunities to actually get her foot on the ball. Like I said, I think she had the header that hit the post, and that was about as close as she got. I think there was maybe one other turn with a fairly weak shot. It wasn't the Washington Spirit's day. Orlando did what Orlando does. They got Barbara Band out of the break. She made them pay. End of story. Congratulations. Well deserved, Seb Hines and company.
So Orlando Pride raise the NWSL trophy. Marta finally becomes an NWSL champion and made a very big statement. I don't even know what the right word is here, but the interviewer asked her post game, what does it feel like to finally win after 8 seasons? And Marta dropped a big F bomb that it feels really effing good.
That's great. Do more of that. Let's go.
I was going to say, does that mean NWSL is one and done on CBS television?
Nah, I mean, I think you give Marta a pass. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some slightly upset soccer parents out there if their girls and kids were watching this game. But come on, it is what it is. She's excited. She's emotional. She's Brazilian. I don't know why, but that's, the passion runs hot with Marta. She's won her title. I mean, it's interesting to consider this too, Rob, with Orlando City still alive in the MLS Cup playoffs, going to the Eastern Conference final. Might we get an Orlando double in top flight domestic soccer this season? Has that ever happened before? I'm trying to go through my brain. I can't remember it ever happened. I don't remember if it did. I'm not saying it didn't. Somebody will tell me right now in the chat, probably.
I was going to say, we need a side-by-side list of all MLS champions and NWSL champions here, right? Now.
NWSL is 10 years old. This is something like that, right? We're into the 10th season. So how many? Let's see. We got the Thorns a couple different times, 3 different times. The Spirit of one. Gotham is one, obviously. North Carolina Courage. There's no North Carolina MLS team, so you couldn't have a double there. FC Kansas City in 2014. That's before we had KC Current, before they moved to Utah to become what
Royals?
Yeah, the Royals. Yeah. So I mean, I did Sporting Kansas City win the 2014 MLS Cup title? Is that the year that they won the MLS Cup title? Somebody tell me if that's right, because that might be the only example we have of the double with a men's and a women's team.
Producer Jenny coming in with a fact check. That was 2013.
It was the year before. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Portland won that year in the NWSL. So we missed it by a year. All right. Well, so be it. Maybe Orlando could be the first.
We're going to have to paint the country purple if that happens.
Oh, man. Purple everywhere. Can you imagine? So much purple. Not since the heady days of starter jackets in the 90s have we seen that much purple.
Yeah, the Charlotte Hornets called, right?